So, you're thinking about moving to the Lansing, Michigan area, and you probably have heard one of these 3 common myths about Greater Lansing. There's too much snow here on the ground. There's just snow everywhere all the time. Or you've heard there's just absolutely nothing to do here in Lansing. I'm bored all the time. Or you heard, man, nobody in Michigan has money. The economy is terrible. You probably have heard one of those 3 things. Well, I'm here to nip those myths in the bud right now. And please be sure to stay tuned until the end because I have a story about Chick-fil-A that kind of relates to one of the myths. So you're gonna wanna stick around to see how that is related to Lansing. And we're gonna get started with this next episode of Lansing, Michigan Life right now. Hey everybody, Troy Seifert here with the Capital Area Real Estate Specialist in the Greater Lansing, Michigan area. I'm a realtor in the area and I've been serving in real estate since 2017. And we get phone calls all the time from people who are just like you watching this channel, people who are looking to relocate to the Greater Lansing, Michigan area. So whether you're looking to move here in 9 days or 90 days or 9 months from now, feel free to call, text, email, or schedule a Zoom with me. All that information is in the description below. And if this is your first time to the channel, I would really like it if you would like, subscribe, or ring the bell, ding, 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 for any notifications so that you can be the first to be notified when a brand new episode of Lansing, Michigan Life goes live. All right, so we are going to get into 3 common myths that I hear about the Greater Lansing area more often than not. The top 3 most common things. So the first myth I'm going to address, it's probably the most common just because of where we're located in the United States. The first one is Lansing, Michigan is mostly known for snow. That we just have a lot of snow, we have a lot of it. When I see my relatives in Pennsylvania, almost each and every time the snow comes up, especially when we first moved there, they said, oh, you probably get snow there all the time, right? And I stood there and I was like, really? Not really. Now, do we get snow? Yes, I'm not here to spread any false information. I'm not saying that Lansing, Michigan doesn't get any snow. However, we shouldn't be mostly known for just snow just because we're up in Michigan and we're further up north, because I think people just assume certain things. Now, to also offset that perception of, oh, you guys are known for snow, I will say this, that Lansing, Michigan, they have some of the most mild summers in the United States. They are beautiful. People like to vacation and travel and go to the Lake Michigan. They like to jet ski, they like to boat, they like to swim. We have very, very, very mild summers compared to in the South, okay? Our average temperature in the summer is around 82 degrees. It's just perfect weather. I feel, in my opinion, that Michigan should be mostly known for its amazing summers, not just for the snow, okay? So the second myth is that Lansing, Michigan's got nothing to do. I hear it all the time. I do. I hear it from people who grew up here, mostly. People say Lansing, Michigan, it's got nothing to do. People who've lived here for years and years just say like, yeah, I can't think of anything to do. It's so boring, so they compare it to cities like Chicago and New York City, Los Angeles, those huge cities that have millions and millions and millions of people, and they have these huge museums and all these attractions and places you can go to. Yes, I will say Lansing, Michigan does not have an amusement park. I am a big amusement park person, so maybe people are looking for that. I don't know. But I'm here to tell you, Lansing, Michigan has a ton of things to do. One of my recent videos that I did, and if you haven't checked it out, it's top indoor destinations in Lansing, Michigan. That's a great place to take a look and see of all the things that are to do. We have museums, we have family entertainment centers, we have escape rooms. I also have top 5 Lansing gems, another video that I did, Lansing's top 5 gems. We're talking about the Wharton Center. You get national tour Broadway shows that come here each and every year. They have a season that brings Hamilton, shows like Hamilton and Wicked and just all the major Broadway shows. They do bring a national touring company here. That's awesome. In the outdoors, we have Potter Park Zoo. Now, it's not my absolute favorite zoo, but we do have a zoo in our area. We also have an aquatic center in East Lansing that's like a little bit of an outdoor water park. We have tons of restaurants. We have 3 shopping malls in our area. Now, so even in that top indoor destinations, there were lots of things that I missed out on in that. I went to the top things. There were several things that I didn't mention. We also have lots of great parks for the outdoor enthusiasts, whether you're on the west side of town or you're on the easternmost part of town, or even on the south or north side of town. There are some beautiful parks and nature centers for nature lovers. We also have those as well. So that Lansing has nothing to do, it's a total myth there. Number 3 myth. The number 3 myth that I hear all the time is that Lansing, Michigan, they have a bad economy. And you probably heard this a lot during the economic downturn in 2008 to 2010. You probably heard this all the time because GM, like in Detroit, Detroit especially, but just General Motors, they had a tough economic time. And with GM being huge in Michigan, a lot of people left the state, right? And with the housing market going down, that didn't help things as well. And the one thing I will tell you is that over the years, Michigan is definitely recovering from that, and they are economically strong. So I'm gonna give you some more data here that might be helpful to you. According to recent economic data, in 2023, job growth in Lansing, Michigan area went up 0.2%, and also population growth in our area, this would be Lansing and East Lansing only, but it went up by 1,000 people. Again, very good economic data there. Also, and I mentioned this in my very first video that I shot, discovering Lansing when I went through the downtown, that Lansing, Michigan is working on a $215 million development plan in the downtown area. So they're looking to revitalize the downtown, which is pretty amazing. As far as housing goes, in just Lansing proper, there was a 9% increase year over year in the average sales home price. And in many of the suburbs, a lot of double-digit increases. A lot of the suburbs here, like the housing market, has been extremely positive. Since the year 2020, just in the state of Michigan, so not in Lansing, but in the state of Michigan, home prices have gone up 51%, but they've also gone up nationwide as well. So our economic strength in Lansing area is solid. It's extremely strong. And the other thing I want to tell you too is that there are several businesses that are being built just in the Lansing, Michigan area this year. So Dave & Buster's, which is a huge entertainment center that has an arcade and a restaurant, that's being built at Eastwood Town Center. And that one is going to open, I want to say, in the summer of this year, so within 6 months. Then they also are opening 2 or 3 other restaurants within that area. They continue to build over in Eastwood. So places will not build if they do not see economic growth. Also, Bass Pro Shops is coming to the west side of town. And on the west side of town, there's been all of this development of adding an Olive Garden, Texas Roadhouse, all of these stores that are over there on the west side of town, and they want to continue to expand that. They have a BJ's warehouse that they just built. So the west side of town has seen a lot of growth, and they would not be building these places if they did not see that growth, because believe you me, investors, and you might be watching this too, you follow your data and you follow your numbers. But nothing shows more economic stability than seeing all of these places being built up and all these businesses coming in, right? So that's got to say something for the Lansing area. We also got Horrocks, which is packed all the time, and that's on the west side of town. The eastern part of town got Trader Joe's. Again, that's not in every single city, so they had to see economic growth over there too. And then our baseball team that we have during the summer, the Lansing Lugnuts over at Jackson Field, they had over 300,000 people in attendance this last season, which placed them close to the top 5 out of all the high A minor league baseball teams, which is about 30 of them. So what does all this data mean, right? Like, it means that Lansing, Michigan has things to do. They're healthy economically, and we have a very good economy here. So again, that myth it's busted right there. So if you remember the beginning of the video, I told you I was gonna tell you a story about Chick-fil-A, right? So this has to do with the economy and just how strong of an economy Lansing is. So Chick-fil-A was not in the state of Michigan until 2016. There was one store that they had that was inside of an airport, and that really didn't count. So in 2016, they opened their first store in Michigan in Lansing. Now, when that store first opened, the owner, who I know rather well, the owner said, hey, you guys, like this Chick-fil-A is going to be mobbed because we're the only Chick-fil-A and we're in the center of the state. And the people at Chick-fil-A didn't have that great of a plan. They were like, oh, okay, I guess it'll be a little busy, but okay, whatever. I kid you not, when that place opened, and you had to picture the parking lot there was so much traffic there. They had to put cones here and there, that it even went into the restaurant next door. It went around the parking lot of the restaurant next door. I mean, there was such a long line for at least a month, if not a month and a half, where that line was just as long. Why? Because they were the only Chick-fil-A opened. And Chick-fil-A was trying to experiment to see if, like, okay, is Michigan a good place to invest in? Well, you saw how good the Lansing, Michigan Chick-fil-A did. So what did they do? They went to other areas. And now within the state of Michigan, there are several Chick-fil-A's, but it all started in Lansing, Michigan, and they saw the success of that one. And now in the greater Lansing, Michigan area, we're getting our third Chick-fil-A in the south side of Lansing that's planned to open sometime within the next year. But again, it shows the stability of the economy in Lansing and that it is strong. So if you're looking to move here, do know that you're moving into a very strong area with growth, with weather that is unpredictable, I guess you could say, all right? But you also have plenty to do, whether it's cold outside or it's beautiful outside. There's tons to do here. I love it here in Lansing, Michigan, and I hope that you will love it here too whenever you move here. So if you are looking to move here again in 9 days, 90 days, or 9 months from now, so please look in the description below and please contact me. All of my information is there. Call, text, email, or schedule a Zoom with me, and I would love to be able to talk with you about your real estate goals and your real estate dreams. Also, please, if you liked what you saw, like, subscribe, ring the bell for any notifications so that you can be the first to be notified when a new episode of Lansing, Michigan Life drops. I love making these videos, you guys. I love talking about Lansing, Michigan. I love talking about the suburbs. I hope you're enjoying it too as well. And until next time, make it a great day. Take care.